Guys, hello. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon on a Monday. Let's make Mondays great, okay? Everybody's all hinked up about Monday, I guess, because you spend the weekend doing fun things, but a lot of us, we just kind of live our days as they go, whether or not you're a weekend person or not. Now, I kind of have a schedule because I have my photo classes and some things that I have to put out every Sunday, and I do some evaluations. So I do have kind of a weekly schedule, and then of course, I tend to try to watch a little bit of football on Sunday, and this week it was Saturday and Sunday. I watched all the games. Hope you did, or if you're interested. And if you're not interested, hope you did something that you like that's pretty fun. But also just wishing a very, very safety to those of you that are in bad weather. I mean, icy weather. I've seen videos of fire trucks spinning around going down the street, and people up in the Pacific Northwest literally trying to scoot down a hill on their butt, and they just take off, and it's just crazy. So stay inside, stay warm, and stay safe. That's more than anything. Cindy, you're up in Missouri. Did y'all have bad weather today? And Carol, you're in Iowa. I don't know what y'all's weathers are like, but I'm thinking it's probably not the world's best. I've got a friend in St. Joseph, Missouri, trying to get to the doctor today, and that was a big challenge for them. And so as a matter of fact, somewhere here I have a photo. I think this is it. Yeah, this is right before our meeting. Out my sunroom window, our little fish pond. We have a heater in the pond that kind of keeps it from freezing, so the goldfish are happy. But you can see we do not have snow. We don't have ice. I'm at 9,000 feet elevation almost, and I'm just shy of that. And you can see not very much snow on the hills, just in the nooks and crannies. It's kind of crazy right now. I'll have to admit that. That most of you are getting bad weather, and here I am where I should be all socked in, and it is not. So Cindy says, yeah, there are some icy places. So, wait till it warms up. Just stay home. A lot of you are quilters, so I know what you can do. Yay, right? So I wanted to just chat. I am here to chat today. I do have some topics to chat with you, but I'm going to be looking over in the comments. And if you have a question, a comment, something that you want to ask or chat about, I will try to get to that. The first thing I want to tell you about is the men's exhibit at the Rocky Mountain Quilt Museum. Friday night was the opening reception. Now, the Rocky Mountain Quilt Museum is in Golden, Colorado. That's just kind of a suburb of Denver. It's just off to the west there. But that particular museum has been there now for many, many years, and they just had their 17th biennial men's quilt exhibition. 17th, so that's at least 34 years, right? Or at least we can kind of do the math if it's every 2 years. And so I have a quilt in there, but I did some interviews, and as soon as I can get those edited, I'm going to share the interviews through the quilt show, actually, talking with some of the guys. But I thought you might be interested in seeing some of the quilts that were there. So this was from Friday night. This is Maynard Westlake's quilt from Graham, Texas. Now that is just a hop and a skip from where I was born and where my family still are in Texas, in North Texas. So this is optical illusion, and I believe that Maynard is 89 years old. His wife started quilting. He got addicted to it, and so this is one of the quilts that he did that's there at the exhibit. Don't you think that is beautiful? I mean, I love seeing these illusional quilts, and the way that he took that and added the borders and the braided border and all of that. I think it turned out pretty good. Now, I didn't get to meet Maynard. I'm trying to show you a few quilts that where I didn't get to do the interviews with the guys, but just to give you a peek at some of these. So hope you liked that one. And then this one is a quilt by Carl Brown. Carl's from Palm Springs, California, and this one's to Paradise. In 2022 he made this, but here's the crazy thing, and I hope you can see on the screen, it tells you the size. You may not be able to read all the details, but Carl is a fairly new quilt artist. He's been maybe sewing for about 5 years, quilting for about 5 years, I should say, and this is improvisational, so he is very much into doing free form. And then the quilting, doesn't that look amazing? So I did not get to meet Carl either, so but I really enjoyed seeing this quilt. And of course I am a diehard for beautiful, beautiful quilting. It's good to see some of you guys. Yep, some of you, Arvada, Colorado, West Virginia. It's great to have you visiting today. Now, I did meet Michael. Okay, this is Michael Gold. He's from the Denver, Colorado area. Dragonfly, Change and Transformation. And this is 52 inches by 52, and I just wish I could show you the detail. The wings of the Dragonfly are filled with those seed beads, or those tubular beads, those long beads. Just beautiful work. And the background is hand-pieced. He is a very big fan of David Taylor. David was a big inspiration on some of the techniques, and I thought this quilt just turned out amazing. So those I wanted to share with you, and I know that you would yell at me if I didn't share my quilt with you. This is one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Many of you have probably watched this quilt going on in progress. But I did get it quilted. Now, I quilted this on my Bernina Q24. I really wanted the quilting to flow, like really flow across the quilt with these long undulating lines with no ziggy jumps or whatever. And when you're doing free motion, it's easy to kind of do things that are kind of small and maybe a swoop up and back. But to go 70 inches across a quilt and have a beautiful smooth line, that is not as easy. Now on the long arm, it might be easier to drive it across at a relatively nice curve, but then to come back and to have everything not cross or nest or whatever. Anyway, the point is I ended up designing all of this quilting in Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, as line drawings. I did that on top of a picture of the quilt and digitized it so you can see. I think I can enlarge this. There you go. You can see what the quilting did on this. It was a big experiment for me. I did not digitize everything. There's probably about 10% of this quilt that is still free motion quilted at a sit-down sewing machine, like the little pebbly bits or the little squiggle bits on the fish faces and so forth. So I'm really happy that this one's finished, and it is currently right now on exhibit there at the museum. As a matter of fact, I've got a little video. Let me show you this. Yeah, I don't think there's any audio, but just to let you see another peek of the exhibit. There it is in the museum. There were, I'm not sure how many quilts, 30, 35 quilts in the exhibit. And one of the quilts from Australia, and and there's my quilt coming in on the right. So that is what it looks like at the Rocky Mountain Quilt Museum, and that exhibit runs into the end of April. So if you're in the Colorado area, I urge you to go and see the exhibit. It's really been one of the most popular exhibits that that the museum has ever had. As when I say that, the men's exhibit is just popular. Now, I don't know if I should talk about this, but maybe I will. Maybe I will, because I'm here just to talk to you guys. And I hope I don't get bashed for any of this. I have typically tried to really avoid the male quilter aspect. When a journalist asks me, what's it like to be a man quilter? I just cringe at that question, because my gender has nothing to do with my brain, and my brain is what makes the quilts. So I have kind of shied away from that, but I also realize there's a novelty to it because it is very unusual. And I kind of talk about when you go outside the norms, and I'm fine when everybody does, but whenever there's a particular job that's maybe very male driven and a female comes into that job, the truth is I know they're capable, but they kind of have to prove themselves. They better be damn good at it, or they kind of get, they take flack. And it's the same thing with the quilting situation. I've tried to be very respectful my entire career, and I don't like to stand out as a male. I just don't, even though I am. So I'm being honest and heart to heart with you on that. But I have always tried to respect the women in this craft, in this industry. And I've had a few that have come up to me over the years and have kind of like, why are you even doing this? This is our thing. And I've not had much of that, but it hurts because I love being an artist and I love being creative. And more importantly, I hope that my life can inspire you in some way or another. And so what I'm doing and the way I like to teach, I want to uplift you, make you feel like you can accomplish things. And honestly, in my brain, gender just doesn't come into play. So wasn't expecting to say that today, but I did, and I hope that's okay. Let's see. So all right, you guys, I'm going to Ireland, taking a tour to Ireland. And the organizer is Con O'Leary. He's with a company called Scotia Ireland. I'm going to put that up on the screen. I want you to see that. If you need to find information about this tour, you can do that. And Con is not only, well, some of you that are here today, Cindy and Carol, I can see both of you. I have toured with Con before. Con is like one of the best tour guides in the history of tour guides, and he puts together an amazing tour. We're going from September 9th to 19th, and I would love for you to go. I'm putting scotiaireland.com on the screen, because if you even have a hinkling of going, we're trying to get all the registrations done by the end of this week so that he can get into the business of booking the hotels so we don't miss out on the best possible hotels. So yeah, Cindy's saying Con is awesome, and that awesome, there's a word. Con is awesome. He really is. Carol says the same thing. Con is great. And truly, if you have never been to Ireland, or you have and want to go to places maybe you've not been, we will be going up to Belfast and cutting over to Derry, going down into the Dingle Peninsula area, Galway, Killarney. It's going to be really nice. And, you're going to definitely see some inspiration, like the Celtic crosses that are there, no doubt. And this is Kylemore Abbey with my family, and it's really great to see this picture. We'll be going to Kylemore Abbey, as a matter of fact. This is my niece and her husband and their two boys, and the tallest boy is now a freshman in college, and the youngest is a freshman in high school. And I tell you, we had some super great memories of that trip. You can't go wrong just looking at the landscape of Ireland. It is breathtaking in every way, and it changes literally in such a small island. It just changes over and over. Now, this is the Dark Hedges. I'm going to go right here in front of my face. This is one of my favorite places. It's up in Northern Ireland. I do not know that we're going to get this one on the bucket list, but I got up on, this was a personal trip I took to Northern Ireland, and had to get up at like 3 in the morning because it was going to be dawn by about 4:30 in the morning, and I wanted to be there right at dawn for the Dark Hedges in Northern Ireland. And I took this picture. It is just beautiful, and I wanted to get there before cars and traffic and other people were there. So beautiful places to go to. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you about Ireland. Let's see what anybody's saying here. Do you have any questions? Thank you, Carol. Very kind comment. Thank you. And Pat. Thank you, Pat. It's very kind. Thank you. I'm not reading what you guys said. If y'all see it in the comments, that's fine. But thank you very much. So anyway, by the way, the Ireland tour is one coach, and the coaches there are not big. So we're looking at around 32 people. That can actually go and book the tour. So it's not one of those tours where there's a bunch of buses and so many people that you're going to get lost. I'm going to be there with you. So go to scotiaireland.com, click on the photography tour options, because I am leading a photography tour. If we can find some quilt places to stop, we will. I've learned that the amazing Nikki Foley, some of you will know her name, in Dingle, she has closed her shop and selling online, so she doesn't have a place for us to stop and enjoy, but there are other options. So we'll try to make that happen as well. Looking to see if y'all have any comments. Oh, we did see the waterfalls. That's true. Mission. Oh, Missouri. So I was going to give you guys an update on the situation with Hugo and I, because first of all, let's just stop the rumors, you guys. Stop the I know what I write words, and I put them in my newsletter. By the way, rickytims.com/newsletter. If you're not on my newsletter, rickytims.com/newsletter. Sign up so you get the news. But I know I put the word out in the newsletter that, I'm going to sell my house on the mountain. And I'm doing that for what I hope to be wise reasons. If it was all emotion, I would not leave here. But I'm trying to make a wise decision. So I'm trying to sell my house here. And once I sell my house here, we're going to move. And in my initial statement about all this, I said, we're going to try to find a place somewhere in the States, and we may try to find a second home in Portugal, which is all still true. But when I need to find a house here first and get situated, and then I need to look at finances to see if we can find a small little getaway place in Portugal. But you know what the rumors are? Ricky has moved to Portugal. Ricky has not moved to Portugal. I'm sitting right here in the house on the mountain. And Hugo and I have bought 3.3 acres in the Ozarks down near Table Rock Lake, not on the lake, maybe a quarter mile from the lake. And that is about 30 minutes, 25 minutes west of Branson, which is like Las Vegas of the Ozarks. And so we will be about 5 minutes from what's called Branson West. And so that'll be a huge change for us, but it's still mountains. So I can still say today on the mountain, because I need my hills and my mountains and my trees and all of that. So we bought the 3.3 acres of land there, and it has a beautiful little creek. Now let me show you this, because this is kind of fun. I'm going to show you a picture. I hope this is the right one. Yeah, so let me zoom in on that one just a little bit. I'll even move it over for you. So this is the area, this little hollow with this little creek coming down with all the rocks. This is at our new property. And our property line comes right down the center of this creek. So we get half of the little creek, half of the little hollow, but I really wanted the other side. And so I thought maybe I could ask the guy on the other side if he might sell me some of this land so that I can have some of the land on the other side of the creek. Well, we closed on this land in December, and then like the 19th or 20th of December, so right before Christmas. And then before New Year's, I got a notice that the 32 acres on the other side of this creek were available, went up on for sale. So I am now under contract for those other 32 acres on the other side of that creek, which means I get the whole creek, okay? The other nice piece of news is that the land is platted into 3 sections. So if I want to sell off 2 of those 3, and I don't need all that much acre, then I don't have to keep it all. So you guys, we're looking at moving to Missouri at some point. In this case, if I keep this land, I would have to build a house. Not really looking forward to that, but I do love designing. And Cindy's going, yay, Ricky, because I left St. Louis to come to Colorado. That's where I was for 12 years in St. Louis. So I'll be kind of back in that neck of the woods. But also, it's just a situation of if we can find a house that I really want to live in, I might buy that house and then sell all of this land. But I really like the land. So you guys, if we make a house in Portugal or find one, if that ever happens, the idea is that we could just go visit for a month or 2, and have a place to stay and enjoy being on that side of the world with Hugo's family. So stop the rumors. I'm not moving to Portugal, and I'm not retiring. I'm not quitting what I'm doing. I have vacated my building in Levita finally. I rented for a year after I sold that building, so I no longer have my online store, which reminds me to say something about Stable Stuff Poly that you guys, love. You can still get it. It's available. You can get it from thequiltshow.com. If you go to their store, you can get my Stable Stuff Poly there, or you can order it from Dime Embroidery. So you can still get it, and if that goes out of your brain, you can certainly reach out to me, and I will help you find it. Now, I'm going back to this picture because many of you know that I started an artificial intelligence club at the beginning of this year. Now, you guys, you can join this anytime you want. It's not like a 52-week challenge. It's not like lessons that, go out. There is information, and if you want to catch up, you can just go back and look at all either the information or videos and just join anytime. But this picture, right? I used this picture as a prompt. Now, usually I just use words as a prompt. I don't use anything. But I wanted to see what AI would do with that picture. So look at this. I can go ahead and enlarge this a little bit for you. Now, this one is very, very Pixar or something like that, but it's based on that picture. And then this one, oh my God, just look at these guys. Oh my gosh. It all derived from artificial intelligence. I think it's insane. Just look at these. I mean, it's just like, who doesn't want to live there? Look at that. It's crazy. If you guys want to get involved in that, that is at photoclass4u.com. I'm going to put that on the screen so that you can write it down if you need to. Look at that. I decided to say in my prompt, add snow and mist. Just look at that. Is this insane? Look at that. I just get so excited. It's amazing. And oh my gosh, I'm going to have to even go and show you some pictures here in a minute of what the students did with Robert Frost's Stopping by a Snowy Woods. Look at this. All of these are, I can't tell you the hundreds of these that I've generated over time. So this is Snowy Woods. This was one of my pictures from the Robert Frost Stopping by a woods on a snowy, and gives this harness bells shake and miles to go before I sleep and all of that. Many of you will know that poem. Let me see if I can share my computer screen and just pop over and show you these images. I'm hoping that those are showing up. Let me move this out of the way. I don't know how to work all my technology, but that was, you can see at the bottom who these are by. This was 100% generated in Photoshop with artificial intelligence. Beautiful images based on that. So, I mean, it is crazy what kind of images. I'm going to go a little faster just so you can see what there is possible. Look at this. So what we do is we put in word prompts, and in this case we would have used word prompts that had to do with, the horse or the rider or the snow or the frozen lake and all of that. And so this is, beautiful, just beautiful images. Some of them can be very artful like this. I love this. And then here you go with a fellow that's, sitting on his horse, letting the snow fall. Beautiful. I'm going to guess she's Irish. She looks very Irish. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I just had to show you that, though, because it really, really is beautiful. Don't you think that's beautiful? All right, let me turn this picture off. That was pretty cool, right? If you want to join my AI image club, that is at photoclass4u.com, and you can do that and join us. That's for a year. It's a yearly membership. It lasts through the calendar year, so you haven't missed much at all if you want to get involved in that. Now, classes. It's important that I tell you about my classes. Sorry, Priscilla. Sorry I couldn't see the images. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I don't know what. I have it sharing the screen, but I don't know why it didn't do it. So I'll figure it out and apologize to you now on Yeah, anyway, never mind. Just never mind. I'll figure it out for next time for you, okay? I tried to move the first image, so I don't know why it didn't do that. But never mind. Let's move on. They're amazing. Let's just put it that way. They're crazy amazing. I have my Papa's Choice class starting this weekend. Now, it is still, I've got like 20 spots only left in that class. I've got maybe 35 left in the next weekend, and those are two separate groups, same identical class. But if you're interested in my Papa's Choice class, you definitely need to then go to letsquilttogether.com. I've got it on the screen so that you can see that. And I wanted to show you those quilts because some of you saw last week because I was talking about it, but I just want to show you these quilts that my dad made, right? My dad made these. I've been quilting them. It is easy peasy. There's some fun stuff to do. This is going to be a 2-day event for us, and then a month later, we will reconvene so everybody can show their finished quilts because you need time to make your quilt. Look at this. I just love these quilts. And I'm going to go through and teach you a little bit on how you can color it differently, different than my dad, to get different kind of effects, and you can see those happening. The possibilities are endless. You guys, I really, truly, I'd love to just get those classes filled. They're almost filled, and I would love to have you. So just pop on over to letsquilttogether.com. Give me either this weekend or give me the next weekend, and I would love to spend some time with you sharing my dad and sharing my dad's passion with you. I know you're going to make this quilt so fast your head is going to spin. We're going to use some quick techniques that my dad used. I'm going to try to show you exactly how my dad made these quilts. And I've learned this by studying his quilts, not always by watching him, because he was in Texas and I was here. But most definitely, it's a situation where I've learned from my dad, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. So then also, remember the one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish quilt, all right? So let me just remind you, this quilt. I have a class called Locomotion, and you will not make this in that class. The number of people that would like to have a pattern for this would be impossible to make a pattern. It would be expensive, and you don't need one. You need my class. If you take my Locomotion class, we start easy. Now let me jump to some pictures. These are images from Locomotion. That class is also at letsquilttogether.com. And I am taking registrations right now. The early bird season is on, so you can save $50 on this class. This is another kind of quilt that we make in that first class. Now, you can see the names of all the people that made these on the screen because these are my students and they just knocked it out of the ballpark. Wonderful, wonderful quilts. Now, everybody that takes Locomotion, Conquering Curves, Locomotion, everybody that takes that class, they end up getting an invitation to take more Locomotion. And that is where you start getting into what I'm doing for one fish, two fish. That is not that difficult. It looks insane. But you don't need a pattern. You need the know-how to make this work. Look at the transparency that Anne created. That is something that we cover in the first class to try to create the illusion of transparency. You see the illusion again in that kind of in the vase of the white circle. You see the blue changing colors. And this is Teresa Stoller's quilt. So there are some really beautiful opportunities for you. Now, we do keep them kind of small because I want you to succeed. You are not meant to make a masterpiece. You're making a student project to learn this technique of no pins, precision curved piecing, no pins, curves, no 1/4-inch seams. That alone is worth, coming to class for. So you guys, if you're interested in my Locomotion class or my Papa's Choice classes, now is the season. That now is the time to go to letsquilttogether.com and sign up for one or both of those classes. When I say that, remember my Papa's Choice class, it's the same class this weekend. It's a different group of people, but it's the same class the next weekend. And Locomotion is not a 2-day class. It spans 3 weeks or so, and then we have a final showcase as well. I love to interact with the students. So when I do an interactive class, there's a formula. If you've never done it, it's just, I know there's testimonies over here going, I've been there. It's a great format. I love the format. I teach you. I look at your drawings. I look at your quilts. I give you guidance and advice. So I'm working with everybody one-on-one, but everybody is seeing what everybody else is doing, so you can get ideas and inspiration from your classmates. And honestly, if you've not taken an online quilt class because I just want to be there, well, you don't have to schlep your machine. You don't have to worry if the irons are going to blow. You don't have to worry if there's enough elbow space. You don't have to worry if you brought your fabrics. You're in your own space with your fabrics using your time, and you're not worrying if you're keeping up with everybody else. There is so much advantage, and I'm going to look directly at the internationals and tell you especially, I can't get to Belgium. I can't get to Italy. I can't do it, but you and I can greet each other together with this online formula. So I happen to be, in my new normal, doing online classes, and I'm loving it because I love teaching, inspiring, and seeing what you can do. So I would love to have you just join me for a class. If you want to dip your toe in the water of what it's like, I would recommend the Papa's Choice because it's 2 days, and you're going to get me for those 2 full days. And I'll see you 3 or 4 times the first day and a couple of times the second day. And they're not just one lesson that you choose. I'm with you for all of those. You grow with me through all of those sessions. Those sessions, I meet with you for like 30 minutes and give you assignment, give you homework, tell you to go off and do, and then you're going to post some pictures and put your name on them, and I'm going to follow up, and I'm really committing my 2 days to you as well. So it's not just a bunch of video content that you watch. We're doing things together. So any questions that you might have, I'm looking over in the list to see. I see a lot of I couldn't see the other images, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm not sure why y'all couldn't see those images. It said the first images was just covering up, but if I was to do this, I'm going to just try again. So you see that, right? You see this picture. I think you're seeing them. Yeah, I think I'm looking over there. The photo site is photoclass4u.com. PHOTO. Let me see if I can put that on the screen. I don't think I can put it on, but I'll put it on when I get right back, Nancy. I'll be right back with that, okay? But you can see, I'm going to just go a little faster through these because I think you're seeing them now. There they are. Just amazing images. All done, not with a camera, done with words. Use words for your prompts. Use various softwares. There's a lot of different softwares that are out there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful images. I think that showed up for you that time. Yeah, great. Okay, good deal. And so letsquilttogether.com is where my quilt classes are. Letsquilttogether.com and photoclass4u.com. F-O-R, not F-O-U-R, and not the number 4. Photoclass4u.com is where you can sign up for the artificial intelligence group. It's not so much a class as much as we're sharing knowledge together, learning together, growing together. And oh my God, the images are insane. So much fun. You're welcome, Nancy. Thank you for asking. Anybody else have anything you want to talk about? Any questions? I'm sitting here blabbing, but the idea is that I really want to talk to you and have you talk to me. So yeah, I've got to get a few things out there, such as, my classes. I want you guys to know about those. In Ireland, come to Ireland with me. That would be amazing. Lynn says, so very beautiful, speaks to my creative heart. All right. Hannah-Laura Nunn, it's good to see you. I'm glad it was working. Barbara, it's good to see you too. Thank you so much. Hugo's fixing supper, so we're going to have supper here in a minute. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? All right, so I don't see you chomping at the bit to pick my brain on anything. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to change your mind and sit here and say thank you for visiting with me today. I'm going to try to continue to stick with you guys. Now, these videos are in two places, these lives. Facebook, facebook.com/RickyTims, or youtube.com/RickyTims. And you can subscribe and follow. So not only follow me on Facebook and on YouTube, but I would urge you to go to rickytims.com /newsletter. And remember, my last name is basically a four-letter word, guys. T-I-M-S. I do not have two M's. So just rickytims.com /newsletter and get on my newsletter. So Priscilla wants me to talk about Hugo's current project. I don't have pictures, but I bet the next time that I visit with you guys, I will add Hugo's project. Hugo is designing a Rhapsody quilt. It's a little bit larger than 80 inches, so it's a significant quilt. It's a Rhapsody quilt, and it has Portuguese themes and Portuguese colors. And he's just got his background on the wall, and today we have been working on the applique designs. So rather than trying to just use a lot of words and describe it, here is his, this is 80 inches, okay? That's just his background, all right? That's just the background on the wall. And today we're working on the applique. So there you go. That's what that looks like. Thanks for bringing that over. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. There are carnations have a lot to do with the revolution in Portugal. So there are carnations on the quilt. The symbols on the national flag are on the quilt. There's just a lot of fun stuff that's there. Oh, the tiles, all the Portuguese tiles. We're using some designs that are indicative of that. So, so absolutely. Sally, hello. Sally, it's good to see you. It's going to be amazing for those of you that are quilters, and of course, Hugo's just learning. He got his background on the wall in one day, and now he has months and months and months of applique. It will take him forever. Yep. So he's got, red, green, gold, and cream are the colors for this quilt. All right, I feel like I've talked your ear off today. Thanks for, could y'all just stop the rumors? I mean, help stop the rumors. Don't stop them. Help stop them. I am not living in Portugal. I'm not moving to Portugal. I am not retiring. You can't get rid of me that easy. But we are planning to relocate to Missouri in the Ozarks. We just finished the series Ozarks. I had started it once before, but I didn't watch it all. We watched the whole thing over the last couple of months, and we just finished it this weekend. So that was kind of fun since we're heading there, right? All right, you guys. All right, thank you. You're awesome. I'll visit with you again. If you are in any of my classes, or if you have any friends that you can share that love with, either for the AI classes or for my Papa's Choice or for the locomotion, please spread the word and tell people. I would love to have everybody in my class, and I can't do it all the time. So whenever I'm pushing out there, I just don't want to lose people. So thank you for spreading the word. Thank you for being part of my world. You're amazing and often, yeah. So Hugo's over there going, go Chiefs, but I know that some people are going, go Ravens and go 49ers and go Lions. So it's coming down to the wire. We'll be certainly having some Super Bowl fun. So you guys, thanks. It's good to see you. Take care. You're awesome as always. Bye-bye.